Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today, guys, we will be reading Miss Blake is a Flake by Dan Gutman and pictures by Jim Palet. And before I read Mr. Harrison is Embarrassing, that was the My Weirder School series, book 2, but today we will be reading a totally different series called My Weirder-EST School. Miss Blake is a Flake. And from the last series that I read, it's all the same, except it's a little bit different. So guys, let's get started. Miss Blake is a Flake. Chapter 1, Cheese Doesn't Have Ears. My name is AJ, and I hate getting my picture taken. Why do we always have to say cheese when somebody takes your picture? What does cheese have to do with anything? I guess it might make sense if you were taking a picture of a piece of cheese. But why would anybody take a picture of cheese? And even if you were crazy enough to take pictures of cheese, why would you bother saying cheese out loud? The cheese can't hear you. Cheese doesn't have ears. Anyway, the guys and I had just finished lunch in the vomitorium, and we scraped off our plates. Our plan was to go out on the monkey bars during recess and play with our Stryker Smith action figures. Stryker Smith is a superhero from the future who fights crime. As I was taking Stryker out of my backpack, I noticed a flyer taped to the table. It said, "Become a Beaver Scout." We all got excited. It said there was going to be a meeting in the vomitorium on Friday night. I always wanted to become a Beaver Scout, said Neil, who we call the nude kid, even though he wears clothes. Beaver Scouts are cool. My friend Billy, who lives around the corner, is a Beaver Scout. He gets to wear a uniform and win cool badges and stuff. Billy always going on camping trips, and he told me Beaver Scouts get to do cool stuff, like shoot bows and arrows, make rockets, and blow stuff up. I'm not sure Beaver Scouts really get to blow stuff up, but I do know that they get to make campfires. Burning stuff up is almost as cool as blowing stuff up. And the best part about being a Beaver Scout? No girls are allowed. I'm joining up, I said. Me too, said Michael, who never ties his shoes. Me three, said Ryan, who will eat anything, even stuff that isn't food. But you'll never believe who walked by the table at that moment. It was 2 girls from our class, annoying Andrea and crybaby Emily. Shh, Ryan whispered at the girl as the girls approached. Don't tell Andrea and Emily we're going to be Beaver Scouts. They'll be jealous. I sat on the edge of the table so Andrea and Emily wouldn't see the Beaver Scout announcement. We all started whistling to let the girls know we weren't hiding something, because when you're whistling, you can't be hiding anything. What you doing, Arlo? Asked Andrea, who calls me by my real name because she knows I don't like it. Nothing, I said, hanging out. We're not hiding anything. Why are you sitting on a table? Emily asked. It's recess. We get to go outside. None of your bee sweats, I replied. We're just going to play with Stryker Smith. Fine, Andrea said as she scraped her tray into the garbage can. Have fun playing with your doll, Arlo. It's not a doll, I shouted at her. It's an action figure. Call it what you want, Andrea said, rolling her eyes. Come on, Emily, let's play in the playground. Chapter 2. Say cheese. We had to wait 1,100,000 days for the Beaver Scout meeting, but it was okay because the flyer said we needed to wear the official Beaver Scout uniform. So my parents and I went on the official Beaver Scout website to buy an official Beaver Scout uniform. On the website, they sell all kinds of stuff. Beaver Scouts need official Beaver Scout sleeping bags, official Beaver Scout tents, official Beaver Scout bug spray, and even official Beaver Scout toilet trees. Okay. Finally, we found the page with the uniform. It's cool. It's brown with a beaver, scout patches, and stripes on the sleeve. It comes with a cap that has a bee on it, and an official Beaver Scout neckerchief. A neckerchief is a lot like a handkerchief, except you wear it around your neck, and you don't blow your nose on it. My parents ordered all that stuff. It cost them $1,000,000 plus shipping. I guess that means a ship delivers the stuff to your house. No wonder it costs so much money. We were afraid the Beaver Scout uniforms wouldn't arrive in time for the first meeting. But that morning, we got a package in the mail. The regular mailman brought it. There was no ship. I ran upstairs to try on my uniform. It looked cool. I came downstairs and made a grand entrance for my parents and my sister Amy. You look so handsome, AJ, my mom said. She was getting a little choked up as she took pictures of me in my Beaver Scout uniform. What a dweeb, commented my sister. We drove to school. When I got out of the car, I saw Ryan, Michael, and Neil in their Beaver Scout uniforms. Ryan's mom is really emotional, and she was wiping tears from her eyes. You boys are getting so big, she blubbered. Look at my baby, Ryan. It seems like only yesterday you were in diapers. You were wearing diapers yesterday? I asked Ryan. We need to take pictures, my mother said, pulling out her cell phone. Yes, agreed all the parents. Ugh, parents love taking pictures. Do we have to? I asked. Of course we have to, my mother said. This is a milestone. With grown-ups, everything is a milestone. You could burp and my mother would act like you graduated from college. When grown-ups want to take pictures, there's no stopping them. Say cheese, my mom ordered, pointing her phone at me. Cheese, I grumbled. After that, she took a picture of my dad and me together. Then she took a picture of me and my sister. Then she took a picture of me and my dad and my sister. Then she took a picture of my dad and my sister. Then she asked my dad to take a picture of me and her. Then she asked me to take a picture of her and dad. Then she asked me to take a picture of her and my sister. Then she asked Ryan's dad to take a picture of our whole family. I thought I was going to die of old age. When grown-ups take a picture, they have to get a shot of every possible combination of people. That's the first rule of being a grown-up. Finally, we finished the picture taking and went into the vomitorium. I wonder who your Beaver Scout leader will be. My dad said. And you'll never believe who walked through the door at that moment. Nobody. You can't walk through a door. Doors are made of wood. But you'll never believe who walked through the doorway. You probably think it was the Beaver Scout leader, but it wasn't. So na boo boo on you. It was Andrea, Emily, and Alexia. And they were wearing Beaver Scout uniforms. Chapter 3. It's a tough world out there. Eek! I screamed. Girls? Who let you in here? Girls can't be Beaver Scouts. They can too, Andrea replied. Cannot, I said. We went back and forth like that for a while. They changed the rules. Arlo, Andrea, said, boys and girls can be Beaver Scouts. This is the 21st century, you know. I knew perfectly well that what century it was. What did that have to do with anything? I was going to say something mean to Andrea, but I didn't have the chance. Because you'll never believe who poked her head into the doorway at that moment. Nobody. Poking your head into a doorway would hurt. I thought we went over that in Chapter 2. But you'll never believe who poked her head into the doorway. Attention! A lady shouted. I had no idea what that meant, but everybody else did because they all stood up straight, the way soldiers do in the army. I'm Miss Blake, the lady barked. I'm your Beaver Scout leader. Miss Blake was wearing a Beaver Scout uniform like mine, but with a cooler shoulder patch. She looked mean. Hello, Miss Blake, my dad said, sticking out his hand to shake. We're so happy to. But my dad didn't have the chance to finish his sentence. All parents out of the room, barked Miss Blake. Can we stand in the back and take a few pictures? My mom asked. No, barked Miss Blake. Parents, get out. The parents made a beeline for the door. That was weird, because I've never seen bees get in a line. They usually just fly around every which way. Are we going to learn how to blow stuff up? I asked after all the parents were gone. No, barked Miss Blake. Line up for inspection and size order. We all prinkled up. I had to stand in front of Andrea, who's the tallest kid in our class. Emily is the shortest. She looked like she was going to cry, as usual. Footnote. She sure barks a lot. I thought only dogs bark. Well, dogs and trees. Let me get water real quick. Okay. Miss Blake walked down the line, looking at everybody over. Disgraceful, she looked at Emily. Stop whimpering like a jellyfish. Filthy, she barked at Michael. Tie your shoes. Disgusting, she barked at Neil. Comb your hair. Slovenly, she barked at Ryan. Trim your fingernails. A mess, she barked at Alexia. Neatness counts. Miss Blake was standing in front of me. She looked me up and down. I was shaking with fear. I was gonna die. She stuck her face about 2 inches from mine. I heard what you said when I came into the room, Buster, she barked at me. Do you have a problem with girls? No, sir, I said. Miss. I mean, I mean, I don't know what to call her. You'd better not, Miss Blake barked in my face. Your mother was a girl once, you know. Just once? I asked. I thought she was a girl all the time. Everybody giggled, even though I hadn't said anything funny. Are you trying to be smart, Buster? Miss Blake sneered at me. I wasn't sure how to answer that. Don't we go to school to be smart? Isn't being smart a good thing? Yes seemed to be the answer, but from the look on her face, she didn't want me to say I was trying to be smart. And if I said I wasn't trying to be smart, that would mean I was trying to be dumb. I didn't know what to say. I got my eye on you, Buster, Miss Blake said. What did I do? And why was she calling me Buster? Miss Blake moved on to Andrea, looking her up and down. Very nice. She said, the girl is neat, her hair is in place, her fingernails are trimmed, her posture is good, and she looks confident. I'm going to give you a sticker. The sticker said best liner-upper on it. What? That's not fair. Nobody lines up better than me. Actually, I didn't care because stickers are lame. Grown-ups always think they're doing us a big favor by giving us stickers. They're just pieces of paper with sticky stuff on the back. If you want to give me something, give me a video game. But Andrea acted like Miss Blake had given her $1 million. Thank you, Miss Blake, Andrea said. Then she smiled the smile that she smiles to let everybody know she got something that nobody else got. Why can't a truck full of stickers fall on Andrea's head? Miss Blake wheeled around to face the group. The rest of you are pathetic, she barked. But I'll whip you kids into shape. By no time I'm done, you'll be spitting nails. That sounded kind of cool, actually. Excuse me? Said Alexia, raising her hands. I thought we were going to sell cookies and do arts and crafts projects. Cookies? Snorted Mrs. Blake. Arts and crafts? That stuff is for wimps. It's a tough world out there, and the sooner you get, though, the better. Did I tell you about the time I attacked by a bear? We just met like a minute ago, I said quietly. I was on a 50-mile hike, I said Miss Blake, and I suddenly noticed a bear was stalking me. He was getting closer and closer. What did you do? Asked Andrea. I punched his face in, barked Miss Blake. That's what I did. It was a matter of survival. The thought of Miss Blake punching a bear was funny to me. I peeked at Ryan. He was peeking at me. He made a funny face, and I started giggling. I couldn't help it. Miss Blake wheeled around and glared at me. You think this is funny, Buster? She barked. You think I'm joking? Well, since you like jokes so much, I'll tell you a joke. Why did the chicken cross the road? To get to the other side? No, barked Miss Blake. That brave chicken crossed the road to save his injured buddy, who had just been run over by a train. It was lying there, dying. That chicken risked his life to save his friend. Never leave your buddy behind. That's my kind of joke. I didn't seem like a very funny joke to me. Miss Blake is a flake. Chapter 4. Whip Whap Willie. I call this meeting of the Beaver Scouts to order, barked Miss Blake. We begin and end each meeting with the beaver growl. What? Cows moo, ducks quack, pigs oink, beavers? What sound does a beaver make? Ryan whispered. Beats me, I whispered back. I didn't even know what they made sounds. Miss Blake got down on her hands and knees and started to scurry around on the floor, making weird noises. Get on the ground, she barked. She growled like a busy beaver. We all got down on the floor and growled. Okay, Miss Blake said as she jumped up. It's time for the official Beaver Scout promise. It's very simple. 3 little words. Miss Blake held up her right hand, closed her eyes, and announced, Do your duty. We all giggled because Miss Blake said duty, which sounds just like duty. It's okay to say duty, but we're not allowed to say duty. Nobody knows why. They should really have 2 different sounding words for those things. I would make life a lot easier. It would make life a lot easier. Next, Miss Blake handed each of us the Beaver Scout handbook. I want you to take this home and memorize it word by word, she barked. This book could save your life one day. Books? Ugh. Books are boring. I didn't even know why you're reading this one. I leafed through the handbook. It had lots of activities in it. Making campfires, tying knots, studying insects, learning about astronomy, tracking weather, boating and canoeing and splunking. What's splunking? I asked. Splunking is exploring caves, said Little Miss I Know Everything. That's a weird word. Why don't they just call it exploring caves? Why did they need to invent some dumb word that nobody knows? As you master activities in your handbook, you earn awards, barked Mrs. Blake. First, you got a sticker, just for trying a new activity. I love stickers, shouted Andrea. Then, as you get better, you'll earn a decal, said Miss Blake, showing us a page in the handbook that had pictures of the cows. The cows are cool, said Emily. After that, you'll earn a ribbon, said Mrs. Blake. I like ribbons, said Alexia. Then you can earn a badge, said Miss Blake. I've always wanted a badge, said Ryan. Then you'll earn a belt loop, said Miss Blake. Belt loops are metal loops that you put on your belt, so they have the perfect name. Then you'll earn a certificate, said Miss Blake. I can put that on the wall, said Neil. Then you'll earn a medallion, said Miss Blake. I can hang that around my neck, said Michael. Then you'll earn a plaque, said Miss Blake. I have that on my teeth, I said. No, not that kind of plaque, dumbhead, said Andrea. Oh, snap, said Ryan. All that stuff sounded like a bunch of junk to me. I'd rather win nothing, stay home and play video games. Finally, Mrs. Blake, I will award a trophy for the busy beaver of the year. She showed us a picture of the big trophy. Ooh, we all oohed the whole time. Andrea was taking notes in the notebook. She carries a notebook everywhere. Andrea loves winning stuff. She doesn't even care what it is. Okay, said Miss Blake. It's time for us to sing the Beaver Scout song. Turn to page 29 in your handbook. I love singing, said Andrea. The official Beaver Scout song is Whip Whap Willie, said Miss Blake. Whip whap is the sound of a beaver's tail hitting the water. We sing it to the tune of Old MacDonald. Ready, sing. We all started singing. Okay, proclaimer alert. I might sing bad. So, if you don't want to hear this, skip forward, please. Whip Whap Willie had a tail, E-I-E-I-O. And with that tail he whacked a snail, E-I-E-I-O. With a whip whip here and a whap whap here. Here a whip, there a whap, everywhere a whip whap. Whip Whap Willie had a tail, E-I-E-I-O. That sounded so weird. Okay. That had to be the lamest song in the history of the world. But Andrea was belting it out like she was on Broadway. What is her problem? Okay, that concludes this meeting of the Beaver Scouts, said Miss Blake. Are we going to go splunking? Neil asked. No, barked Miss Blake. When do we get to blow stuff up? I asked. Never. So we can go home? Michael asked. No, barked Miss Blake. First we have to do the beaver growl. The beaver growl. We got down on all fours again and scurried around the floor making beaver sounds. I wonder if real beavers get together each week and act like people. They would probably stand up on their hind legs and chat about the weather or sing songs about what they were going to eat for dinner. That would be weird. Chapter 5. Not fair. The next meeting of the Beaver Scouts. Wait a second, guys. I'm checking how much pages chapter 6 is. Okay, 15 pages, not bad. Okay, chapter 5, not fair. The next meeting of the Beaver Scouts was in the gym at school. Miss Blake was waiting for us. I hope you all memorized the Beaver Scout handbook, she barked. I did, shouted Andrea, who always does anything a grown-up tells her to do. Can I get a drink of water? Asked Neil. No, barked Miss Blake. Water is for wimps. What if you're out in the desert and there's no water? Today, we're going to learn survival skills. Plus, Miss Blake is not that smart. You need water to survive. And, I mean, like, she's pretty dumb, no offense. But I'm going to drink more water. Okay. This is good water. Chapter 5, not fair. The next meeting of the Beaver Scouts was in the gym at school. Miss Blake was waiting for us. I hope you've memorized the Beaver Scout handbook, she barked. I did, shouted Andrea, who always does anything a grown-ups tell her to do. Can I get a drink of water? Asked Neil. No, barked Miss Blake. Water is for wimps. What if you're out in the desert and there's no water? Today, we're going to learn survival skills. I thought beaver scouting was going to be fun. I grumbled under my breath. It's not about fun, Buster, barked Miss Blake. Beaver scouting is about survival. It's dog eat dog out there. I didn't know that dogs eat other dogs. Okay, that's cannibalism. I don't know why I said that word. But what did dog food have to do with anything? Let's warm up with some jumping jacks, barked Miss Blake. Ugh, I hate jumping jacks. Who came up with that idea? Jumping jacks are fun, shouted Andrea. 1, 2, 3, 4. We did about 1,100,000 jumping jacks. I thought I was going to die. By the end, Andrea was the only one who was still jumping, so Miss Blake gave her a decal. Not fair! On to the obstacle course, barked Miss Blake. She had set up a long time of upside-down desks, buckets, brooms, barrels, and all kinds of other junk. We had to crawl under, around, and over all that stuff to get to the other side of the gym. This is going to prepare you for the real world, barked Miss Blake. Go, go, go! One by one, we ran obstacle course. I thought I was gonna throw up. I don't see how this prepares us for the real world, I grumbled. Enemy planes are dropping bombs on you, barked Miss Blake. Get down low. She used a stopwatch to see how long it took each of us to get through the obstacle course. Naturally, Andrea had the fastest time, so Mrs. Blake actually gave her a ribbon. Not fair! Next, it's time to jump over chairs, barked Miss Blake. I don't think that's possible for some people. Jumping over chairs is fun! Shouted Andrea. Why would we ever have to jump over chairs in the real world? Explained Ryan. What if you're in a jungle and you get attacked by alligators? Asked Miss Blake. You would need to jump over them to escape. I would just punch their faces in, I said. That's inappropriate, Arlo, said Andrea. I don't approve violence. What do you have against violins? I asked. Not violins, violence. I was just yanking Andrea's chain, but Little Miss Perfect could jump over more chairs than anybody, of course. So Miss Blake gave her a badge. Not fair. Let's move on to climbing wall. To the climbing wall, barked Miss Blake. One wall of the gym had little knobs all over it, so we could grab on with our hands and push up with our feet. It was still really hard to climb. Climbing a wall is fun, shouted Andrea. Needless to say, she was able to climb the wall faster than anybody else. Miss Blake gave Andrea a belt loop. Not fair. Next is time to climb the rope, barked Miss Blake. There was a thick rope hanging from the ceiling of the gym. Climbing rope is fun, shouted Andrea, who immediately started climbing as if she had been doing it all her life. Why do we have to climb a rope? Asked Michael. When are we ever going to have to do that? What if you're in the forest and a bear attacks you? Asked Miss Blake. You see a vine nearby, you climb it, and you save your life. That's why we climb the rope. Miss Blake must have a thing about bears. Well, why can't we just punch the bear's face in? I suggested. I don't have to tell you which one of us was the best climbing the rope. Miss Blake gave Andrea a certificate. Not fair. In the farthest corner of the gym was a big barbell. It looked like it weighed 1,100,000 pounds. Okay, let's see who can pick up this weight, barked Miss Blake. Why, said Alexia. I'm not going to be a waiter lifter when I grow up. What if you're in the wilderness and a boulder falls on your head? Asked Miss Blake. What are you going to do? Punch the boulder's face in? I suggested. I tried to pick up the barbell, but it was way too heavy. Ryan tried to pick up the barbell. He couldn't, Michael tried to pick it up. He couldn't. We all tried to pick up the barbell. Even Andrea couldn't pick it up. It's impossible, said Emily. Of course it's impossible, barked Miss Blake. You've got to work together. Teamwork makes the dream work. We all grabbed the barbell at the same time. We picked it up. Good work, barked Miss Blake. Now it's time for your final survival challenge. This is where we separate the men from the boys. Huh? There weren't any men around. I didn't know what she was talking about. Miss Blake led us over to a long table with chairs around it. She pulled out a bag of marshmallows. I call this the Marshmallow Challenge, she said. All right. At last there was a challenge I could win. Nobody can eat more marshmallows than me. I love marshmallows. Miss Blake told us to sit at the table. Then she put a marshmallow in front of each of us. Here's a challenge, she said. I'll give you that marshmallow right now if you want. Or if you wait 15 minutes, you can eat 2 marshmallows. Huh? We all said, which is also, huh? Backward. So if we eat our marshmallow now, we won't get another one? Asked Alexia. That's right, said Miss Blake. But if you wait 15 minutes, you'll get a second marshmallow, starting now. She clicked her stopwatch. I looked at my marshmallow. I'm going to wait, Andrea said. I'd rather have 2 marshmallows in 15 minutes than 1 marshmallow right now. Me too, said Emily, who always does everything Andrea says. Waiting for stuff is hard. When I want something, I want it now. And I could eat marshmallows for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The marshmallow looked so good, I could almost taste the creamy sweetness. It was just sitting on the table in front of me, waiting to be eaten. I reached for my hand, but toward my marshmallow. Maybe I could just take a little bite of it to tide me over the 15 minutes. No taking little bites of your marshmallow, barked Miss Blake. Just wait, AJ, said Ryan. Then you get twice as many marshmallows. 15 minutes isn't long. 15 minutes is a long time. It's almost an hour. Not true. I gave up. I picked up the marshmallow and popped it into my mouth. Yum! Ha! I knew you'd give it in, Arlo, shouted Andrea. Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you. No, you can't, I replied. Yes, I can, she said. No, you can't. Yes, I can. We went back and forth like that for a while. By the end of the meeting, Andrea had earned a decal, a ribbon, a badge, a belt loop, a certificate, a medal, and an extra marshmallow. Bummer in the summer, but I got to eat my marshmallow first. So na boo boo on Andrea. Chapter 6, Mr. Dummy. So guys, I'm going to end this video right here. I'm going to take a break, and later I am going to read the whole book to you. This is part 1, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment all down